Hey, number ones, it's Gary. It's Guy. Recognize those glasses anywhere. It's about sending a message. He says, "Hit me."
Nerdrotic.com.
Today, we are going to discuss Odyssey
Aha.
and the
Tell me about it.
Hollywood hypocrisy of I mentioned it in my video, of I don't understand why everybody picked this film. Why is everybody going after Lupita
Clowns.
Nyong'o and Elliot Page? This is totally new, and I just don't get where this is coming from. That playing dumb shit.
Yeah.
That is a way to make you explain your argument while they pretend to not understand what's going on.
100%.
So they don't have to engage in the argument. And then they just respond with, I don't understand. It's such fucking bullshit.
So true. So true. It's either that, pretending not to understand, or strawmanning. So like you say, Lupita Nyong'o, but the original character wasn't black. She was white. This is a race swap. It's not right. She's not Helen of Troy. And then they say, are you saying you don't want to see black people on screen? Are you saying, this is the are you saying one. That one is the one that annoys me more. But I get it, my friend. I get it.
The happiest people on earth about the Odyssey controversy are DC Studios. So they can go fail in peace and announce their digital release.
Right.
Which is coming on the 28th. And it is...
I freaking love his background, by the way. The backdrop with the neon. Chef's kiss.
Completely overtaken the Supergirl conversation.
Yes.
They are thankful.
Thank you.
And all the calls for James Gunn to be fired are still there, and they will pop up again. Lanterns isn't going to help. I'm guessing a Jimmy Olsen Gorilla Garage show isn't going to help. Clayface, it could be a 10 out of 10 movie. That ain't going to help. It's over.
It's so strange that in our days, for us YouTubers, when I hear 10 out of 10, it for me is like, oh, a Grey Arrow. It went horrible. Because on YouTube, 1 out of 10 is the best, right? So weird. It's flipped. It's flipped.
It is over. But first, I want to talk about the Odyssey.
Please. Yes.
The Odyssey. There's a lot of chitter chatter going on online.
I may be responsible for that somewhat.
Fine with the Odyssey. And as I said before, there's a lot of people playing stupid. This is an argument technique.
Yes.
I would say that it is used quite a bit by the uber progressive left in Hollywood to obfuscate ideals. I can't say values, ideals,
not the values
that they believe in.
Yes.
And the diversity casting with the Odyssey is utterly ridiculous.
It absolutely is.
Made more ridiculous because there is nobody in the main cast of Greek descent.
True. Spanakopita.
Or there's a couple people who are Greek passing. And that's acceptable to me.
Fine. Same. I've always said that, by the way. I mean, look, I've always said that, by the way. I've always said that. As long as they look the part. As long as they look the part.
I don't know.
Lupita doesn't.
By you, but that's acceptable to me. The reason it's hypocritical, pointed it out in my video, is this is an industry that likes to whinge. I'll use the British word whinge a lot about marginalized voices, representation.
Ooh, I know where he's going with this.
And cultural appropriation.
True. Because they're hypocrites.
They whinge a fucking lot about it. But when it comes time to give some representation to the country of origin of Homer's epic poem. Now,
sorry, wrong continent. Europe? Ooh.
Now we don't know who Homer was. Could have been multiple people. Could have been a chick. Probably not, but it could have been a chick. I don't know. They were Greek. Greece is the country of origin.
Yes.
So when people go,
Hellas,
you don't care about the Greek representation, I bring it up because of the hypocrisy.
Yes, I do. So he brings it up because of the hypocrisy, and he's absolutely right. Gary, 100% on the money. I do bring it up because I care. Because Greeks are my neighbors. We share the same sea. Sicily is the most Greek of all the regions in Italy. It's unbelievable. They matter. I will always say this until the end of day. I want it written on my grave. Here lies Raffaello, Metatron, whatever you want. Greek lives matter.
Because if they had Greek passing actors, I'd be fine. That's
Same.
why. So to go, I don't know why everybody's so concerned about Greek people being in. It's because you made it an issue, Hollywood. You made identity an issue.
True.
It has been your obsession for the last 10 years.
Yes.
And you whinge about cultural appropriation
while culturally appropriating freaking culture vultures.
You are practicing cultural appropriation with the Odyssey, the kind that you used to complain about. John Wayne playing Genghis Khan. That's the kind of shit you would always bring up.
True.
Based, by the way. You would always cost him his life. You would always bring this shit up. And then you're doing the same thing. So when push comes to shit.
Worse, in fact. You know why I'm going to say worse? Because at the times of John Wayne, can you please tell me where these Mongolian talents were? The very beginning. To find an actor from Mongolia, it would have been harder. So I understand up to a certain extent. Do I like it? No, I would have preferred if it was an Asian man or someone passable for a Mongolian. I kind of maintain the same. I know you said based, I get it, but for me, I'd say don't race swap anyone. But we do have to understand that this was a very long time ago. Now you can find anything you want. Doing it now would be weird. It would be like, so you couldn't find a freaking Mongolian or an Asian-looking guy who looked kind of Mongolian? Of course you can. And likewise, you could have found people that looked like the Greeks. He's absolutely right.
You'll hear people go, well, yeah, it's just payback. Okay. So you are practicing cultural appropriation. You are being hypocritical because it's payback in your mind. You're taking away something from somebody else based on their race and giving it as a hand-me-down to somebody else because you think you're a good white liberal Hollywood person and you have yourself convinced of that when you roll out of the rack every morning.
And at the end of the day, it's not. I think he's right, but I also think it's the virtual signal that allows them to say, I belong to the cult. And they all have to say it. So they all have to, you got a game? You got a movie? You got a comic book? Here's the check marks. And we always talk about the DI checkbox list, right? So you have to have a black man, a black woman, you have to have a gay man, you have to have a transgender, you have to have an Asian, you have to have all of these, right? But there is one more box that needs to be ticked. And it's not a DI box, it's a replace box. Because you see, you could literally, and I'm sure, Gary, if you watch this could be an interesting topic to address at one point, but you could literally fill every single DI box without race swapping. Choose a setting. Choose the right setting. You want the check box of all the black people? Fine, set it in Africa. You want a check box of all the Asians? Set it in Asia. In fact, you could even find interactions between black people, Asian people, multiple people. You could do it. It's there. It's out there. It's a lot of untouched and unexplored territory out there that could allow you to do all of your check boxes without the replacement. But the replacement, it's a box. It needs to be ticked. It's part of the dogma. It's their chant. And so you can't skip. If you're doing Our Father who art in heaven, it's not like you can skip the words. And one of these parts of this chant, of this cult that they are, is, but you need to remove white people. You need to replace them. And don't you dare for a second to tell me it's a far-right conspiracy theory. It's not. They're doing it. They are replacing white people into everything. Fictional ones, mythological, historical. If it's white, it's for grabs. Swap it for something else. Which is, as I often say, disrespectful not only to the people you are swapping, that we are defending. In this case, it's the Greeks, but it's everyone of a European descent. They'll swap George Washington. Don't worry about it. They will. Give them time. But the reality is it's also disrespectful to the minority groups because you're telling them, no, we have to race swap. And they could be like, but what about my history from Africa? What about my mythology from Southeast Asia? They'll tell you, no, that's not what the dogma has been decided. And you're not supposed. You have to say yes. Stunning and brave. You have to. It's basically Stunning and brave is their version of the Antichrist of the Amen. It's Stunning and brave.
There's no more arguments to be had. You are right about everything, and the opponent is wrong. That's the most dangerous fucking belief on the planet.
True.
I don't know about you. I don't wake up every day thinking I'm right about everything.
Absolutely.
There was a brother in prison. and he had a quote that me and my friends quoted till we got out. And it's a great quote. It's just how he said it. He said, "I comes to this world to gains knowledge." And that's right. We all comes to this world to gains knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
And based on our knowledge, Helen of Troy wasn't depicted as a sub-Saharan African woman.
True and based.
Cersei is supposed to be beautiful in the text. She's not. We've seen clips of her. She's not. I mean, so beautiful, she gets hit by Odysseus. But yeah, not beautiful. Not beautiful. And the reason they're purposefully doing that is because the women aren't there to be easy on the eyes for you.
Mm-hmm. It's also because I think in this case, we've got Nolan, but a lot of the times in video games when like there's a gorgeous character and they change it to something that is like, what is that, a man? Is that a woman? Is this, or like they look ugly, they look fat. They do this. Think about it. They replaced beautiful April O'Neil. They swapped her black, but they also made her fat and ugly. So they didn't just swap a beautiful white woman for a beautiful black woman. No, it's a beautiful white woman for an ugly, fat black woman. And so you'd be like, but isn't that disrespectful? Why can you not show a beautiful black woman? There are plenty. So why couldn't you? And the reason is because a lot of these writers are feminists and they find beauty threatening. Because they're ugly inside and outside. And so beauty is a problem now. Beauty is a problem. It's problematic. Also because they hate men. And so men love beauty because we're hardwired, that we all have our preferences. I don't know what he's into. I'm into a certain type of woman. I married one. And then he's into whatever he's into. We all have our own. But generally speaking, we all can agree, yeah, that's a beautiful woman when we see one. Because there are some subjective aspect and some objective aspect of beauty. And they hate that. They hate it. They hate it. They hate it. They absolutely hate it. They don't want men to enjoy the presence of a gorgeous woman. They hate it. They hate that shit.
Athena is supposed to be really beautiful. Not like a 7, right?
Athena.
Anne Hathaway's hot. She's still hot. She's hot. But it's the hypocrisy we're seeing from the media now, and every article that I just read the headline.
I actually hate that bow because it has the little wrapping handle. But whatever.
It's hot. But it's the hypocrisy we're seeing from the media now, and every article that I just read the headline. There were in my last video, they were the same article.
Mm-hmm.
They said the same thing. They brought up Elon. They brought up Matt Walsh.
Yeah.
And
they should bring up me. They should say there is this absolute mad lad. He's completely insane. He keeps saying, Nolan, it's me. It's like we don't know what to do. He's gone nuts, this grifter. I wish I should be in the headlines. It should be like, so there is Musk, there is Matt Walsh, but guys, you get ready. And then they show all the videos that I've done. How many did I do? I don't even know.
So little. It's like when Matt Walsh talks about this stuff, they know so little of what is generally going on in pop culture, so they just find names at the top that they can pluck without getting into any nuance of the argument. Now, they did kind of mention our boy Metatron, so hail to that.
Really? I was mentioned? Ooh. Nolan. Oh, that's amazing.
When one article, I believe it was The Atlantic, mentioned that, and one YouTuber says Greeks should sue Universal and Chris Nolan. And it was Metatron.
Yes!
Hail, brother.
Yes.
Who has just finished 3 Odyssey videos since I started recording this live stream. Nolan. Anna's a 6 or 7. She's above a 7. Chat is so harsh.
Oh, I need to react to that. I need to find that. Okay, so the next video tomorrow, I'm going to react to that article that mentions me. I'm going to double down. It's going to be phenomenal.
With their criticism. God bless you. Lupita!
Lupita.
I fucking love Metatron.
Yes. Lupita. Spanakopita.
That crazy bastard.
That's me.
and is hot. So that is the gist of it. They are playing stupid so they don't have to engage in the argument and maybe face their own hypocrisy by constantly obsessing over identity. And they're the ones who created this problem.
Yes.
Now, how did Hollywood get so enamored with this problem? Well, most of the people drink the Kool-Aid. They absolutely believe in the DEI and the identitarians. They 100% believe it. So they weren't like talked into it, but they were in a way pressured by the access media too. So they hold some responsibility too by constantly getting asked questions on the red carpet. Where's the diversity? So they did it. And you can't say Hollywood hasn't put in a good effort. They have 100% put a good effort into it, and it's failed time and time again. It has cost them billions of dollars, and that's not even questionable. I'm probably estimating low. From Snow White to, we don't know how much it's going to affect it, but it is going to affect it. Black Snape, but the Marvels, Acolyte, they've tried. They've given it their best effort. There's even a quote from Kevin Feige, who said he wanted to dial this stuff back when he said, we have done our bit for Queen or King and Country or Queen and Country. Can't remember exactly what it was. Now, those are just words flying out of Kevin Feige's pie hole, and I haven't seen anything.
If anything, it keeps going up. You know what's funny? I just realized that the green neon is the Batman logo. How did my brain not see that? I just saw some lines. That's not a good sign, is it? It's absolutely not a good sign. It's not a good sign. It's not a good... I have Nolan deranged syndrome. It's one of the side effects.
Contrary, that really fucking shows that this is happening. But I've heard a lot. One woke after another won Best Picture. Paul Thomas Anderson, probably the most overrated director amongst critics in Hollywood. He's done some good films.
Yes.
But as far as this genius Hitchcockian fucking filmmaker, fuck no. No. He made a movie that was jazz, music for musicians. It was a movie for critics. It hit every fucking box, and he got
the critics thing, by the way. Sorry to interrupt you, mate. But the critics thing is another one. They cancelled the influencer premiere. I hate the word influencer. In fact, it makes my skin goes like this. But it is insane. They just want critics talk. They don't want to hear it. And when it comes to the regular people, they blocked the comments. They didn't block the comments under the latest trailer. That was stunning and brave. But they did block them on X. Like everywhere on X. No, you have no freedom. We don't care. We don't want to hear it. We don't want to hear it. That's what they do.
Got his awards. Probably not as many as he thought he was going to get, but he got his awards.
Right.
That's why he made the movie. It is as filled with the message as Citizen Vigilante. There's as far as like not the message itself, but how much message is in either movie. They are the same.
Right.
They are the same, except one message is okay, one message isn't. That's all.
True. Bro, could you imagine if we started striking back? Because I've been, and I still hold that for, my position has always been no politics in games, no politics in the movies, nothing. And when I say no politics for the clowns, they say, but actually in video games there is politics like Final Fantasy VII, and those are in-world politics, and I don't even care. I'm talking, and a lot of times they're like low to high politics rather than left to right. Regardless, it's not the modern type of politics that are actually not supposed to make you think. They're supposed to turn you into a zombie cultist. That's the type of politics that I don't like. And it's all radical left politics. All of it. In all the games, in all the comics, everything. But at this point, I'm almost want to say we probably need to strike back. We need to have some conservative politics in games. Now, I'm not there yet. I hope I never cross that line. Because my line is no politics. No messages, just the game, the in-world stuff. Why? Because hobbies, and that's the reason, it's beyond politics. These hobbies unite. You know, I played Warhammer Fantasy tabletop, Warhammer 40k tabletop with people of all sorts of, like with atheists, Christians, Buddhists. I played with communists. I played with socialists. I played with right-wing guys, left-wing guys, very right-wing guys. I played with everyone. Nobody cared. Because, yeah, we knew. We knew also because oftentimes you can kind of tell by the way they dress, whatever. We knew if you're wearing a fucking Che Guevara shirt, I know your politics, but at that point we knew that if we had spoken about religion or if we decided to speak about politics, we would have disagreed. That was it. But we had one thing in common. We both love Warhammer 40k. So I'm gonna play Eldar, you're gonna play Space Marine. Let's have a good time, brother. That's how it was. But now, hobbies, it was the same with video games, but now hobbies are dividing, and that's unnatural. The nature of hobby is to unite people of different backgrounds, racially, linguistically, and all that kind of stuff. And they are taking it and they are using it instead for political propaganda. And which is what the Nazis did, by the way, to use all the media that they had access to. Hitler's Youth, for instance, but the fascists did it as well in Italy with the school reforms. They want to take everything, take the books that they like, curated them, and get rid of all the books that were against it. For instance, the Nazis burnt a lot of books that were like socialist books, for instance, and that they thought, or books that were by Jewish authors and that kind of stuff. And everything was curated and everything was pushing a single message. That's not good for any society. What's good for society is for hobbies to stay hobbies so that the population doesn't hate each other, because when you go politics into everything, and it is injected into literally everything, what you create is, I don't trust you. Oh, you're wearing that shirt? You're wearing that hat? You're wearing this? You're wearing that? I don't trust you now. You're my enemy. What good can come into a society that behaves and thinks this way? So this is why I'm still into the no politics, no politics. But I don't know, at one point, what are we going to have to do if they don't stop with the injection, with the fact that I turn on my PS5 and because it's June, I have to see, and I can't opt out of having rainbows everywhere. Something's got to change. Otherwise, we need to do our own. Okay, June is like that in all consoles and PCs and whatever you turn on TV. Fine, okay, great. December, I want everything Christian. Everywhere, traditional family. Traditional, the cross. I mean, I don't want you as an atheist to be forced to see the cross but if they're not going to stop, how would that make you feel? To have consistent nuclear family propaganda about only male and female is the family on your screen for an entire month or inside your games. That's the message. You wouldn't like it if that's not the political views that you have. So how about we stop pushing yours then and we just leave it neutral?
Not saying Citizen Vigilante is like a great film, because it's not, but you get the gist. One woke after another, one best.
Oh, it's the Zendaya thing, isn't it?
Picture. It was the most predictable win in a long time. The only thing that wasn't predictable is it didn't win as many Academy. I thought it would just sweep everything, but Sinners came out. So yeah, Paul had to step aside for Sinners. But this is the same industry that feels like they have to fill their art with resistance, and the casting of Black Snape, the casting of, I mentioned my videos, the casting of elves of color and making Tolkien diverse and all of that is seen as an act.
Dwarves of color as well.
Of resistance. Now, how is there a resistance to the established order? Not really sure, particularly since some of these casting choices were done when, I mean, if you want to say resistance to Trump, well, he wasn't in office for some of those, but they still thought about him all the time.
Yeah.
They still thought about him all the time.
I'm more than happy to kind of go deeper into this on the 17th, because I will be on Nerdrotic's Friday Night Tights, I think it is, where we will be talking about this, and I will be there as one of the guests. I'm very grateful for that, very thankful. So make sure to come and join and watch it. But here's what I'm going to say, and I can go deeper onto this, but I don't think it is a culture war anymore. It's a cultural revolution with a Marxist undertone. And because of the fact that it's a revolution, then the resistance makes sense. in its awful way. It does make sense. And as I say, I'm going to leave it at that for now, but I'm more than happy to expand on it.
So it's seen as it's an act of activism. It's an act
Yes.
of resistance. It is not an act of creativity or merit.
True.
And it's obvious. And most people can see through it.
Yep.
You know, some people use the term pandering. Sure. There's that too.
Yes.
But it doesn't make any money. But that's why I believe Chris Nolan did it. There is a post. I sent it to Jeremy. I'm not going to look at just. There is a post that's talking about the tracking for the Odyssey, which isn't bad, right? And it was a high-end tracking, and their response, their quote tweet was, "Well, I thought it was go woke, go broke," and I'm all, that's why he made it. He made it to reinforce the beliefs of Hollywood, so people can point their finger at the Odyssey and go, "See, it works." When Christopher Nolan makes a movie, you know.
I mean, it is possible that is one of the reasons, but it makes sense, yes.
It's like, okay, yeah. It certainly worked when with Avatar too, because there are definitely Avatar is filled with the message, utterly filled with it. Even the first one, they're all garbage, by the way. I don't like them.
Unbelievable, bro. It's really what Hollywood is doing is comparable to the type of propaganda done by the Nazis. I'm 100% gonna double down on this. Anyone who understands the history of totalitarian regimes of the 20th century in Europe can see right through what they are doing. And the thing is that you and I resist, but the children, that's the problem, Gary, in my opinion. That's why they're investing at a loss. That's why go woke, go broke. While it's true, it doesn't matter. They have budget. They have infinite budgets. They have money. And they are spending it. And they're buying a product. And the product they are buying is our children. Because our children will watch it. And they won't be like you and me. And they will, plus what happens at school or universities as they continue the indoctrination. And eventually they will breed us out. And the next generation is going to be clones of the cult. Bro, I just told you. That's the truth. That's how it is, guys. You know I'm right. That's why we got to fight it. That's why they need to stop.
So that's why I think he did it. Now people are already saying like, it's his wife. No, it's Nolan. It is Nolan making
Nolan.
these decisions. It's not his wife.
True.
She certainly believes all this stuff. And he did march with her at a woman's march with the pink pussy hats. That should give away. Now, normally he doesn't play this game, and that's what we liked about him. Yeah. But now he is. Now, we still have to find out what's actually in the story. But as far as the perception of the film and the media and the casting, certainly feels that way. Yeah. And I have not seen many negative reviews of the screening, and I'm not sure if they're real. But it's overwhelmingly positive from the corporate critics who we are just supposed to naturally believe, you know.
Bootlickers.
Absolute triumph. We got one of those. Another one said it was subverting the text. Ooh, that's good to hear.
Oh
but God. The press on it, and this one's going to be fun, guys. This one's going to be tons of fun. And I'll tell you why. Because you're going to have multiple parties battling on this one. Let's just say, I mean, if the movie's like 10 out of 10, it's like the greatest thing Nolan's ever done. I don't think it'll be that much of a problem, but let's just say it's mid and not everybody loves it. You're going to have
maybe mid-low
history bros.
Yeah.
You're going to have culture warriors. You're going to have the left and Hollywood, and you're going to have Nolan bros. So,
and the Greeks.
Nolan bros are going to be conflicted because they love Nolan. They love Nolan. Nolan bros make Snyder bros look like gun bros. And you will find out. And there will be torn between love for Nolan, Daddy Nolan, and what could be perceived, depending on how the film turns out, as a Nolan film either filled or just lightly sprinkled with the message of intersectional feminism. People will use the term woke, and you certainly use it with the casting. But as far as the story,
Yeah.
I think there is a potential that can be there because of
Of course, Emily Wilson.
the Emily Wilson translation.
Yeah,
And
and they deny it. Bro, we showed the interviews where she said it. They still deny it. Said, no, she's not a feminist activist.
it will be a shit show, and I love it. I absolutely love it. The chaos will be amazing.
Amazing.
Absolutely amazing. It will be very interesting when it comes out. And well, Chris Gore and Alan Ng, who we trust and like a lot. Chris is probably out there listening. What's up, brother? Are going to see it on Monday. They're going to see it Monday. It releases on Thursday, right? That's when I have my early screenings. It totally sucks that my 70 millimeter screening in San Antonio, I'm not going to be because I'm up here. But yeah, gonna miss that. But I'm going to see it early, and obviously review it and tell you what I think after I see it. And who knows? Some of this is kind of a mystery. The word of it being a flop, I'm not convinced. Underperforming.
Bro, I really hope, but no, I think it's going to make a lot of money, but I hope not. I really hope it's a flop. It would be phenomenal if it lost them money. Oh gosh, that would be great. They would blame us, and I would take the blame happily.
Sure. Makes $1 billion. Okay. I have no fucking idea. But it is following all the patterns of stuff that has failed before. So you cannot blame people for thinking this at all.
Yeah.
Because
could you imagine if it makes 586 million? Let's say 680 million. That would be a disaster for them.
Some people just see Nolan as another guy in Hollywood and don't put him on this pedestal, right?
Pedestal of shit.
Based on his numbers, he's very successful with his type of films. And of course, you have to consider Dark Knight and then take the Dark Knight out. And there's a big difference. Dark Knight, the Dark Knight trilogy is half his box office generated in his lifetime.
Okay.
Over $6 billion. And almost half of that is Dark Knight. So you take away Dark Knight, his movies average 450 worldwide and over $3 billion at the box office, which is still really good.
Yeah.
Considering his films, and he usually comes in on time, under budget. That's why they love him. This is a $250 million budget. I promise you they're spending $200 million on marketing on this one. They're not fucking around.
Yeah.
Which puts
so for 150 million, I hope they make 300 million.
It's the break-even point, not like some people are saying 800 and not, no. The break-even point is probably 6. Between 5 and 6.
Okay.
650. If this movie makes $800 million at the box office, that's a success. Now, Universal wants $1 billion.
Of course.
But I think if you had 800 million, that's a success. I don't know if you're swimming in money, but it's a success. Now, if it makes 500 million or 550, then we're arguing, did it make money? Did it not make money? And more than likely it didn't. And no studio makes a movie to break even.
True.
So they're not exactly, oh my God, we made $5. No, that's still not good, because on paper you made $5, but you're still losing money based on things like inflation,
right?
Which can be effective over a couple of years, things like that. This is also a really fast shoot. Then there's the quality of it, which is what I'm more concerned with. I am not impressed with any of the trailers. You can take the diversity casting out. And I think, by the way, most people will be complaining about Matt Damon with that. And the costumes don't look great.
They look awful. Never mind, don't look great, mate.
They don't look fantastic.
They look terrible.
The color palette doesn't look fantastic.
True.
Looks kind of gray and murky. And instead of using Hans Zimmer, which would have been great, they got fucking Mandalorian guy, because they didn't have orchestras in 3,000.
They got a rapper
years ago, almost 3,000 years ago in Homer's time. But apparently they had screens, because according to Lupita Nyong'o, Homer didn't give women enough screen time. Enough screen time. Oof.
What an absolute clown.
Oof. So the Odyssey, I was not expecting the Odyssey to be the culture war punching bag. When I first heard it, I was very excited. I'm like,
And they complain about us. So they dragged it through the mud of culture war, the Odyssey. They did. But the problem is the anti-woke. The problem is the people complaining about what you did first. It's easy. You don't want a culture war? Don't drag it through the mud into it. Can't blame the people who respond to it. You have to blame the people who initiate it.
let's go. Let's go. I was not expecting it to be this. I was also not expecting Black Snake to be cast, and that turned into, so there's been some curveballs.
Yeah.
You know, there's a very predictable Supergirl. The only thing we were wrong on was just how bad it would flop.
True.
Which is pretty bad.
True.
I don't know how it makes it to June 28th for VOD. I really don't. That'll be interesting to watch. What if it disappears for a couple of weeks and then pops up on? That would be funny as fuck. Are we going to get Odyssey action figures? Do I get a Sinon action figure with male action? Do we get a Trojan horse playset? That is a good question. I'm guessing no.
Probably not.
It's a very serious rated R movie. And another thing, like, I like a lot of Nolan's films, so I don't want to absolutely like shit on him because.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I like Inception a lot. In fact, I'd like to watch it if I find it on streaming. And then I didn't watch Batman trilogy, but I did watch Interstellar, and I liked it. It was a little dense at the end. It was like, okay, when is this going to get to a resolution? But I did like it. I liked the story. And Inception, though, would be the one that I liked the most.
Even the ones I don't like, they're well made.
Mm-hmm.
They're technically well made.
Yes.
The guy deserves the respect he gets. Absolutely.
Used to.
A little pretentious.
Yes.
Okay. A lot pretentious.
That would be everyone in Hollywood.
And I think Oppenheimer was his most pretentious film. And
I did watch that one too, yeah. I would put it third, honestly. I liked the nuke.
A bunch of shit for saying that. And I'm like, no, this is a pretentious film. You know, I love how they portrayed Oppenheimer as like, you know, he exclusively sleeps with communists and hangs out with them, but he wasn't a communist.
Yeah, I know.
No way. Is it going to flop? Well, it's going to have a decent opening weekend. Nolan films have legs, but it doesn't have Barbenheimer, and it's got Spider-Man coming out the next week. But after Spider-Man comes out, then it's a month of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to say. What will kill the Odyssey is if it's boring.
That's actually a very good point.
It's boring, it's cooked. Even in the positive reviews, the one thing I've heard, and these could be wrong, by the way, and I don't trust the corporate critics.
Me neither.
The one thing I heard is a little slow at times.
Uh-oh.
Little slow at times, which is no fucking excuse, because if you're taking Homer's Odyssey and you're putting it into 3 hours, you should have, boom, something happen a lot. Now, they've focused the trailers on the end of the story, which I'm wondering they're probably going to sprinkle throughout, and I don't know how much more. They're also, you know, putting in a lot of the Iliad. The thing with Elliot Page that they, a lot of people are overlooking is, and it's really obvious, is Nolan brought in a character from a completely different poem that wasn't written by Homer to cast Elliot Page.
Yeah, well, I don't even know what the... so it wasn't Achilles. What's Elliot Page being cast as?
To force them in as a pity casting. Jay Longbone called it a pity casting, and I completely agree with her. Yeah. But I think it's more than that too. I think it's a pity casting. That's a defiant cast. That's a finger to the man and Trump and the chuds and fucking Nolan doing this shit is just like, what the hell?
Absolutely.
But then, you know, there's Paul Thomas Anderson's One Woke After Another. And that was done to ideally and politically support Hollywood and reinforce their ideas and show, look, these movies can win awards. Oh, yeah. Maybe I'm selling out to Nolan. I'm selling out to big Nolan. No, it's just, again, this is a guy who doesn't need to play these games, and he is. So that's why it's a little surprising now. I know Snyder fans out there, for some reason, they have a boner for Nolan. Some of them, not all, are like, I told you. And like, you might be right. You might be right. He's out of line, but he ain't wrong.
Wow. Well, I'll stop it here. Please go watch the rest of the video through the link in the description and say hi from me. And the noble ones, please, in his comment section. Really appreciate. Awesome, as always. Gary's great. Bass guy. And Nolan is a traitor. Malaka. If you appreciate my content so far and wish to help ensure my ability to continue to tell it how it is, regardless of any possible backlash, please support this channel on Patreon. Any support helps me and my team of academics keep the channel strong and gives us the means to fight back against the political rewriting of history. Stand with us, form the wall, defend the truth.